works really good with pure white backgrounds. Now I will add the layer mask, grab the brush tool, increase the hardness and start hiding everything except for the shadow behind the slice. Now I'm gonna soften the brush and try to blend it with the image. Use a larger brush for better blending. Then I'll hit X to switch to white and choose a small brush and bring back this area underneath the slice. Alright, that looks really good. It wouldn't look this realistic if I would painted the shadows myself. Always recommend this method if you are working with shadows for products and in retouching in general. It always looks nicer and more realistic. Alright, so now we are gonna color correct it and start by creating a curves adjustment layer and clip it to the slice layer by holding Alt and clicking between them. I'll first increase highlights, then I'll increase red and decrease green. And then add some yellow by decreasing the blues because the opposite of blue is yellow. Next I'm gonna add the color balance, then add some reds and a little bit of blue. In shadows I'm gonna add magenta and add blue. And in highlights I'll add cyan, magenta and blue. Let me see how is that looking. I think I'll add green instead of magenta. Yeah, that looks much better. Alright, now I'm gonna group this slice and import the next image. This one is pre-cut as well. I'm gonna select both the shadow and the slice and bring them to the document. This one is gonna be flipped horizontally, then I'll scale it down to about this size. Again, same thing as we did before, change the blending mode to luminosity, and then create a layer mask and start blending the shadow to the background. Use a lower flow if you are not good enough with the brush tool. Don't worry if you erase too much, you can always switch to white and bring it back. I'm gonna use a lower flow for this area. Okay, now I'm gonna add the curves to the shadow layer and light it up. Then I'll add another one to the slice and do the same thing. I'm gonna also add red, decrease green, and decrease blue. Now I'll group both of them and call them floor slices. Okay, so now we're gonna complete bringing in the rest of the slices. I'm gonna hit Ctrl O and start by bringing this one. Then I'll convert it to Smart Object. In fact, I will convert all of them to Smart Object because we're gonna apply Gaussian blur to them later, and that will enable us to use smart filters and modify the blur values or remove it at any time. It's always a good idea to use Smart Object because it keeps the original data of the image, and so you can scale it up and down and it will retain the original resolution. However, the only downside of it is that it takes too much space and slows down Photoshop, especially if you have a slow computer. I have some projects that exceeded 1 GB in size, so keep that in mind when you are sending a PSD file, for example, to a client. You might want to rasterize all layers, but of course do that when you are happy and satisfied with the finished results. Okay, the next one will be this slice. I'll first convert it to Smart Object, and then I'll put it into position. Alright, so now I'll keep importing the slices one by one and scale them down, rotate them if needed. Feel free to place them the way you like, but I want you to pay attention to the direction of the light because I shot all of these images for the purpose of this composite. And I used a main light source to imitate this composition. As you can see, all of the slices has a highlight and a shadow, and since the bottle will be the main light source, and we will paint more lighting effects to the bottle in the future lessons, it will make sense if we position the slices with the highlights facing the bottle. Also, one more thing you should know, notice how I placed the slices. The front ones are bigger than the back ones, and that also gives a sense of distance. and this one is gonna be here. I'll put it right in front. I think this is the best position because it is backlit and has a nice highlights in the front to represent a reflection from the light of the bottle. Okay, now I need to group all of these, allocate the back ones, drag them underneath the peel group and group them. Use Ctrl and click on the slice to locate it on the layers panel. I'll group these ones and call them front slices. And these back slices. One last image to import, and we'll place it inside the back slices group. Now I'm gonna color correct them and start by a curves adjustment layer and clip it to the front slices group. I'm gonna slightly lighten them up and add red. Reduce the greens just a little bit and then add some yellow. Next, add another curves to the back slices group and lighten them up quite a bit. Then add a little bit of red, reduce the greens, and add blue. Okay, that looks much better. The next thing I'm going to do is reduce the blues from this slice and reduce yellow and improve whites for this one. So first I'll add a curves adjustment layer, then go to blue and drag it down to about this much. Then invert the mask by hitting Ctrl I and start by revealing it only for this slice. Next, add another curves for the other one. This time add blue, invert the mask and reveal it on this one. Okay, so that will be it for this lesson. In the next lesson we will start importing the leaves and do some color correction.